is the demo for SIGNIFY and ASL language to text converter. So here is my code. So right now, let us just go ahead and run this. And it is going to take a bit of a while because it's trying to find which camera it should access. I do have a few camera inputs, but after a while it should, okay, there I am. It should find my camera, and as you can see, it has already started detecting both of my hands, which is a good sign. But to actually dive into this, let's actually bring up a ASL chart. So here's the ASL chart for the American Sign Language alphabet, and we're going to be referencing this for this demo. So first, let us try using the ASL gesture D. So that's going to be first row and fourth column. So D is going to be like that. And this is with my right hand. This will also work with my left hand. And no matter how close or how far away you get, it will always find that ASL gesture to be the letter D. And we can also do that for a few more gestures. Let's try the letter G. So that'll be second row, second column. So we have G. G is going to look something like that. This is with my right hand. My left hand will be G. And you can see there was a little bit of the discrepancy. It didn't know if it was J, L, or G, but eventually it's reaching on the conclusion that this gesture is indeed G. And the reason there is a little bit of that discrepancy is because the online model I was using for this project, it could only handle so much training data. So for this project, in total, I used around 2,600 plus images, so around 100 images per hand gesture. And I did that with my own hand. But of course, the more training data you have, the more accurate this ASL to text converter will actually be. But unfortunately, the online model I was using, if I added more training data, it would eventually slow down and crash. So I had to be a bit mindful of that memory. So as a result, it does have a little bit of that discrepancy when I do G, but eventually it lands on the idea that, hey, this ASL sign gesture is actually G. And we can also do that for a few more letters. So let's try H. H is, once again, second row, third column. So H is going to be something like that with my right hand and something like that with my left hand. Let's try E. E is going to be first row and then fifth column, I believe. So we have E, once again, no matter how close, no matter how far I get. And once again, we have E with my left hand close and then far. We can also try a few more. We can try O, and O is pretty self-explanatory, excuse me. So we have O is this, and O is this. O and C look very similar, so let's try C next. So you can see it's getting a little bit confused, doesn't know if it's O or C because of the lack of training data that the model couldn't take in. But for this hand, it does see that this is C. And if you orient it just right, we can see that it knows that this ASL gesture is C. And for our last one, let's try F. So F is this gesture right over here. That's F with my right hand, and this is F with my left hand. So as you can see, there was a little bit of discrepancy since I did not have as much training data as I would have liked. Otherwise, the model would have crashed. So I worked around with what I had. And for the most part, I would say supplying 2,600 plus images is pretty good for accuracy terms, but of course, there's always room for improvement. So that was the end of my project. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Of course, I'm available to all sorts of feedback. One feedback that I have for myself is that I need to incorporate a more variety of training data, focusing not only on quantity, but also on quality. So instead of taking pictures of just my hand, hopefully I can take pictures of other people's hands in different surrounding, different environments, so that we get a more holistic sense of where we could use this ASL to text converter language or program. And another one, I want to focus on quantity. So 2,600 plus images was a good start, but I want to incorporate more images, so that, once again, hinting on that accuracy aspect. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this ASL to text converter demo. I do hope this can have a major impact on communities. And thank you for watching.